In this video, I'm gonna take you through the process of locating, photographing, and editing a photo of the eastern bluebird. Now, when you're trying to locate one of these birds, you gotta look for like some farmland or cow pasture, but it's very key important that there is a tree. Like as you can see here, there's these two trees, and then there's all this open land on this cow pasture. The reason for that is the birds like to go back and forth from the tree to the ground, and they don't stay on the ground for very long, so you want to have a place for them to be able to go back and forth. They're pretty common in the southeast of the United States, but they're very pretty birds, and they move, you know, they're pretty fast, so you got to have a higher shutter speed. But if you just find a place where they're frequenting and you can just sit and wait, you'll eventually get one to sit still for long enough to get a photo of them. So let's see if we can get the photo, then we'll go through the process of editing it and what the result is at the end. One more tip is, if you're gonna do photography, like I know I don't have the best lens, I can't afford to buy 600 prime or 400 prime at this moment. But if you're gonna do photography, any type of photography, you probably should invest in a tripod. This is the one I purchased. It's a Mammoth. It's carbon fiber. It's very tall. It's very light. It works really well. I have no affiliation to them, but just my personal recommendation from my experience, and it was fairly cost effective. I think it was under 800 bucks for the whole setup, which seems like a lot, but if you're gonna do photography, you gotta have a tripod. I hate carrying the thing around, but once I started carrying it around, my photos got a lot better. Just something to think about. Alright, I think I got a photo to work with. It actually didn't come off of the tree across the field. The photo I like best came off this fence line here. And I'll just give you a little preview of it. See what we're working with. If it'll focus. So I think we got something to edit, so I can show you the editing process. First, I want to talk about the camera settings that I used to get this photo. The bird was sitting still for a short period of time, so I was able to lower the shutter speed to 1 in 50, which is pretty slow for any type of wildlife photography. But I managed to get lucky and have them sit still long enough. Because I was able to use this low shutter speed, I also was able to keep the ISO at 200, which is extremely low for low light conditions. And I think I got a good crisp photo because of that. Aperture as low as I could, my lens will allow f6. That really is an advantage with the more expensive lenses. You can have a lower f-stop and a higher shutter speed and still get the same quality photo. But like I said, I don't have the money to purchase one of those lenses at this time. So I work with what I got on a budget. And I think that's what most people are doing. Maybe this will be more useful than a video about using an expensive lens. Anyhow, those are the settings I used. Let's take it into the computer and put it on the editing software and see what we can do with the photo and what it turns out looking like. And that's part of what I enjoy about it, is seeing the end result of the photo after you captured it and edited it, and then showing it to other people. Also, one last thing, if there's anything that you're really struggling with, you want to try to figure out why or what's going on, drop me a comment below. I'll do some research on it, or I'll see if I can help in some way to solve your issue. And plus, good feedback for me, so I maybe, you know, if there's enough people that are having trouble with the same similar issue, then maybe I'll just make a whole video about that issue. I'm gonna cook some breakfast while we go through this editing process. But this is the photo that I've chosen. It was a toss-up between that one and this one. I like the way the feathers kind of come out in this one a little bit more. So before we start editing, I wanted to talk about aperture and depth of field. But you know, I use the lower aperture. The depth of field is very shallow. In this situation, it doesn't matter because the fence doesn't need to be in focus. But as you can see, only the part of the fence that the bird is sitting on is in focus. If you had a situation where you had two animals and you wanted to get both animals in focus, like this is a good example. The female duck is out of focus and this is in focus. You would have to increase the aperture to like an f11 or f14, whatever you need to get both of the animals in focus. If you increase the aperture, you're gonna have to either lower the shutter speed or increase ISO. So that's something that you have to deal with if that's the look you're trying to achieve. The first thing I would do to this is crop it. I think it should be vertical like this, and you can't get that crosshair right on his head because of the position of his tail. Just as close as you can. Or if you like a more vertical style, you can put a little bit more of the scene in it like that, but I'm gonna go with this. Once I have that cropped now, the first thing we're gonna do is, it's a little dark, as you can see right here. The histogram shows it's on the left side of the screen a little bit. So we're gonna bring that up just a little bit to get it closer to the middle. We're gonna add a little bit of contrast to the entire photo. This darkens the edges a little bit. We're going to remove a little bit of the highlight. Then we're going to add some vibrance. This brings up the colors in the photo. Saturation I'm not gonna mess with because I feel like this blue is already pretty saturated. Vignette, we're going to add a little bit of vignette, and a little bit goes a long way. Again, these are adjusting the midpoint and the roundness, but you don't want to go too crazy with it because it will actually darken the entire photo, which is not what you want. So just be careful with that. Noise reduction, I'm going to put a 20. I pretty much do that on most of my photos just to take some of the hard edges off. And then we're gonna go with the mask, the masking tool. First we're gonna use the brush and we're gonna take a little bit of this shadow off his eye, so it kind of brings his eye out a little bit more, and we're gonna do that with the shadow slider, just like that. Next we're gonna do the feathers on the bird, but as I stated in my previous woodpecker video, if you select the subject with animals, it doesn't always get just the animal, it got the entire fence post. Instead of doing that, we're going to delete that, and I'm just going to use the brush. I'm going to get all these feathers here on the body of the bird. Getting into the background in this situation a little bit doesn't really make that much of a difference because there's nothing in the background, which is also a tip that you can use when taking photos, is finding a background that's far away or with nothing in it will give you this nice soft looking background. It really highlights the subject. We're going to be careful not to get into his eye because we just brighten that up a little bit. And then we're going to add a little bit more contrast, then some clarity to kind of bring out these edges on the feathers. Again, it gives it a little more definition. That's all I would do with it. It's pretty good. It's not the sharpest photo I've ever taken, but I think it's good quality. This eye back here is a little bit out of focus, but I don't think it really takes away from the photo at first glance. Most people probably wouldn't even notice it. Thanks for watching, guys. It's only my second video in this format, how-to style video. I know I'm not a super professional like some of these other people on YouTube, but I feel like I've learned a lot. And I want to share that information with people out there looking for answers that maybe can't find it in some of those other videos. Just working on the van today. I don't live in the van full time, but I'm seriously considering just selling all my stuff and going full-blown photography. Maybe buying some more photography equipment, because that's important, right? If you would like to learn how to cut something crooked, I can make a video about building a table yesterday with this folded up table on it. Anyhow, that's another subject. If you like this video, go on over to this video here for a pileated woodpecker. Check that one out. Next week, I'm going to be traveling up to Central Florida. I'm going to try to locate a wild monkey. And yes, there is wild monkeys in Florida, and photograph that for you guys. So hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get a notification when a new video comes out. And we'll see you in the woods with the monkeys.